You guys, so today is August 22nd, Saturday. We're on Shabbat. For me, I do Shabbat as a sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. And so this is 2nd Ezra 1. Now I want to say something because one of the sisters, daughter of Yah, she just reminded me. I want to thank her for giving me that information. What I'm reading here, I want to make sure anything I read, you guys go to the Most High and have the Spirit test all things that anyone says, because I want you to remember, there are certain things in these books that always speak to my heart that I know are true, but let's remember, we didn't translate these books. Our enemies translated these books, all of them. Anything we're reading in English, I hate to say it, but that's the language of our enemy, okay? I know it's hard to hear, but so anything I'm reading, anything anyone says, including me, or anyone, take this to the Most High in prayer, take it to the Spirit in prayer, because you don't want to, I definitely don't want to be misleading anyone, certainly not anyone in Israel. In these days, there's no time for that, and I certainly don't want to be misled, so I'm just, letting you guys know, test the Spirit now. You pray about this. Don't just take my word for it, because you don't want to be confused. This is no time. I feel like this is crunch time. You know what I mean? Like we're coming to the end. Something is, we all know something is happening. We don't know what. I don't know what's coming, but something is coming. So I want to be ready. So I want to read this book because it really helped to open my eyes, and it helped me to reach out to the Most High and bring and have dreams and visions again. But again, anything that comes up and whatever someone says to you, what I say, please take it to the Most High in prayer to make sure, so we know what's going on. Because what I was reading was, I think it was in chapter 7 of 2nd Ezra of Ezra 2, chapter 7, I think it was in chapter 6, where it's saying that, the Son of the Most High returns, and then he dies for 400 years along with everybody else. This is the first time I have ever I have never heard anything like that before. So this is why I'm saying it shocked me when I read it. So this is why I'm saying, you guys, make sure you take anything you hear to the Most High, because I have to take that to the Most High. But that shocked me. So here we're going to go with 2nd Ezra 1. The second book of the prophet Ezra, the son of Zarias, the son of Azariah, the son of Helkiah, the son of Sadomias, the son of Sadok, the son of Achitob, the son of Achias, the son of Phinehas, the son of Haley, the son of Amarias, the son of Azai, the son of Merimah, the son of, and he's, what? Did I miss something? The son of, and he spake unto, the Borith, the son of Abisi, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, of the tribe of Levi, which was captive in the land and the Medes in the reign of Artaxerxes, king of the Persians. And the word of the Elohim came unto me, saying, Go thy way and shew my people their sinful deeds, and their children their wickedness, which they have done against me, that they may tell their children's children, because the sins of their fathers are increased in them. For they have forgotten me, and have offered unto strange gods. Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage? But they have provoked me unto wrath, and despised my counsels. Pull thou off then the hair of thy head, and cast all evil upon them, for they have not been obedient unto my law, but it is a rebellious people. We're going to start at 9. I've heard something about pulling, like when things would go wrong in Israel, people would pull their beard out of their face with their hands and pull their hair out of their head. I think it's kind of like a way of mourning. So, verse 9. How long shall I forbear them into whom I have done so much good? And we're going to start at verse 10. This is what really makes me think, but everything that I just read, the son of, the son of, the son of, the son of, and the tribe of, we don't even have that available anymore. We have to pray for that. We can barely go back past our great grandparents, and some of us don't even know who our mothers and fathers are. That just really shows you on a base level how different things are now for Israel. So, verse 10. Many kings have I destroyed for their sakes. Pharaoh with his servants and all his power have I smitten down. All the nations have I destroyed before them. And in the east I have scattered the people of 2 provinces, even of Tyrus and Sidon, and have slain all their enemies. Speak thou therefore unto them, saying, Thus saith the Elohim, I led you through the sea, and in the beginning gave you a large and safe passage. I gave you Moses for a leader and Aaron for a priest. I gave you light in a pillar of fire, and great wonders have I done among you. Yet have ye forgotten me, saith the Elohim. Thus saith the Almighty Elohim, the quails were as a token to you. I gave you tents for your safeguard. Nevertheless ye murmured there. You know what? I'm going to change this from the King James Version to the Good News Translation, just because it's easier to understand. Okay, there it goes. Now, I'm going to start back at verse 11. I destroyed all the nations that opposed them, and in the east I scattered the people of the provinces of Tyre and Sidon, and killed all the enemies of Israel. Ezra, tell them that the Elohim says, I brought you across the Red Sea, and made safe roads for you where there were none. I made Moses your leader, and gave you Aaron as your priest. I provided you with light from a pillar of fire, and performed great miracles among you. But you have forgotten me. I, the Elohim, have spoken. The Elohim Almighty says, I sent you quails as a sign of my care for you. I provided you with camps where you could be safe, but all you did there was complain. Even when I destroyed your enemies, you did not appreciate what I had done. Now this is where it starts. This is where it's going to start to hurt. I'm just letting you know now. You have never done anything but complain. Have you forgotten the blessings I gave you? There in the desert, when you were hungry and thirsty, you cried out to me. Why have you brought us out to this desert to kill us? Being slaves to the Egyptians was better than coming here to die. I was moved by your bitter groans and gave you manna, the bread of angels. When you were thirsty, I split the rock, and all the water you needed flowed out. To protect you from the heat, I provided you with shade trees. I divided fertile lands among you and drove out the Canaanites, the Perizzites, and the Philistines who opposed your advance. What more could I have done for you? The Elohim Almighty says, there in the desert by the river of bitter water, when you were thirsty and cursed me, in spite of your insults, I did not send fire upon you. Instead, I made the water fit to drink by throwing wood into the river. People of Israel, what can I do with you? People of Judah, you refuse to obey me, so I will turn to other nations and make them my people. Now that's the one that is hard to accept. People of Israel, what can I do with you? People of Judah, you refuse to obey me, so I will turn to other nations and make them my people. They will keep my laws. Because you have abandoned me, I will abandon you. You will beg me for mercy, but I will show you none. When you pray to me, I will not hear you. You never hesitate to commit murder. Your hands are stained with the blood of those you have killed. It is not me that you have betrayed. You have betrayed yourselves. The Elohim Almighty says, I have pleaded with you as a father pleads with his sons, as a mother pleads with her daughters, or as a nursemaid pleads with her small children. I begged you to be my people so that I could be your Elohim, to be my children so that I could be your father. I gathered you together as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but now what can I do with you? I will banish you from my sight, and even when you offer sacrifices to me, I will turn away from you. Your religious festivals, your new moon celebrations, or your circumcision ceremonies mean nothing to me. I sent to you my servants, the prophets, but you killed them and mutilated their corpses. I will make you pay for murdering them. The Elohim Almighty says, your temple is abandoned. I will scatter you like straw blown away by the wind. Your children will have no descendants because they rejected my commandments and did what I hated, just as you did. Now, as you see there, we're saying your children will have no descendants. I was just saying how now you can't even go back past your great grandfather or anything like that. A lot of us don't even know our mothers and fathers as is. All of this is already occurred. It's a very strange thing to read something like this when you know it was written so long ago and that you've actually lived in the description of what's going on. Okay. Your children will have no descendants because they rejected me. They rejected my commandments and did what I hated, just as you did. I will give your home to a people that is about to appear. They weren't even there, you all. These people that are here now weren't even here. I will give your home to a people that is about to appear. They will believe me, even though they have not yet heard of me. They will do what I command, even though I never performed any miracles for them. They have not seen the prophets, but they will live by their ancient teachings. I give my solemn promise that I will bless those people, and their little children will laugh and shout for joy. Those people have never seen me, but deep within them they will believe my words. Now, Father Ezra, look with pride at the people you see coming from the east. Look at the leaders I have given them: Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Hosea, Amos, Micah, Joel, Obadiah, Jonah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, who is also called the Elohim's messenger. So now we're going to, when it loads, it should be 2nd Ezra chapter 2. And the version we're reading is GNTA. I don't remember what that stands for. It was early in the video, whatever it stands for. The Elohim says, I led my people out of slavery in Egypt. I gave them commandments through my servants, the prophets, but they refused to listen and ignored my teachings. Jerusalem, the mother who brought them into the world, says to them, go your own way, my children. I am now a widow, left completely alone. And she's saying she's a widow because the Most High has turned away from Israel. Once again, that's hard to hear. I took great delight in bringing you up, but you sinned against the Elohim and did what I knew was wrong. So I mourned in deep grief when I lost you. What can I do for you now that I am a widow and left completely alone? Go, my children, and ask the Elohim for mercy. Father Ezra, I call on you to testify against these people as their mother has done, because they have refused to keep my covenant. Now bring confusion on them and ruin on their mother, so that they will have no descendants. They will be scattered among the nations, and no one on earth will remember them any longer, for they have despised my covenant. How terrible will be your punishment, Assyria! You have let wicked people hide within your borders. Remember, sinful nation, what I did to Sodom and Gomorrah? Their land now lies covered with lumps of tar and heaps of ashes. That is what I do to people who do not obey me. The Elohim says to Ezra, announce to my new people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I had planned to give Israel. I will take the dazzling light of my presence away from Israel and will give to my new people the eternal temple that I had prepared for Israel. Now that's where I got angry yesterday. I'm not making it up. I got upset. I was distraught. I couldn't even go to sleep after I was reading this. The tree of life, we're starting at verse 12. The tree of life will fill the air around them with its fragrance. They will never have to work. They will never grow tired. And we all have sit and watched Esau and the non-colored people sit up on the porch and not do any work while black people are doing all the work, and they just get richer and richer and richer. You know, we rarely see them being killed in the streets on a daily basis. That's almost unheard of. They just get wealthier and wealthier, wealthier. No matter what they do, no matter how wicked they are, they will never have to work. They will never grow tired. And it's true. You've seen it. We've all seen it. Ask and you will receive. Pray that the number of the days you have to wait will be reduced. Even now the kingdom has been prepared for you, so stay alert. Call heaven and earth to witness that I, the living Elohim, have abolished evil and created good. Mother Jerusalem, take your children in your arms, guide their steps in safe paths, raise them with the same delight that a dove has in raising her young. I, the Elohim, have chosen you. I will raise your dead from their graves because I recognize them as my people. Jerusalem, mother of these people, do not be afraid. I, the Elohim, have chosen you. I will send my servants Isaiah and Jeremiah to help you. At their request, I have consecrated and prepared for you 12 trees, heavy with different kinds of fruit, 12 fountains flowing with milk and honey, and 7 high mountains covered with roses and lilies. I will make your children very happy there. Now, Jerusalem, come to the defense of widows. Take the side of the fatherless. Give to the poor. Protect orphans. Give clothing to those who have none. Take care of those who are broken and weak. Do not make fun of those who are crippled. Protect the disabled and help the blind to catch a vision of my dazzling splendor. Keep both the old and the young safe within your walls. Whenever you find a dead body, bury it and mark the grave, and I will give you a place of honor when I raise the dead. Be calm, my people. Your time to rest will come. Take care of your children like a faithful nursemaid and guide their steps in safe paths, so that none of them will be lost. When the time comes, I will hold you responsible for them. Don't worry when the day of trouble and distress comes. Others will cry and mourn, but you will be happy and rich. The other nations will be jealous of you, but they will not be able to harm you. He's discussing us now. So, even though this is hard to read and hard to accept, hard to swallow, hard to take, he does let you know in the end, when you come back to yourself, you know, things will change. And I've been seeing a lot of changes go on that I didn't even think I didn't even know if I would live to see. I questioned that a lot when I was younger, and I have seen a lot of changes just since March of this year. You remember, you guys, the Most High had given me a dream where there was a panther with a red leash around its neck. And no, it was like an Indian or Asian. It was a Gentile with the leash, and the panther was just sitting without the leash, but the Gentile was just holding this blood red leash, and the panther leashed himself on that Gentile's leash, and they walked off. Now, in the past, I've dreamed of these panthers, and they have tried to attack me. Not this time. The panther was like connected to this Gentile, and I knew that that panther was a representation of the curses of Israel. So back to the reading. Don't worry. I'm going to start at verse 27. Don't worry when the day of trouble and distress comes. Others will cry and mourn, but you will be happy and rich. The other nations will be jealous of you, but they will not be able to harm you. I will protect you with my power and save your children from hell. Be happy, Jerusalem, you and your children, because I, the Elohim, will rescue you. Remember your children who are asleep in their graves. I, the Elohim Almighty, am merciful, and I will bring them out from the place where they lie hidden in the earth. Until I come, hold your children close and tell them about my grace and mercy, which are like a spring that never runs dry. I, Ezra, was on Mount Sinai when the Elohim ordered me to go to the people of Israel. But when I went to them, they rejected me and refused to listen to what the Elohim commanded me. I'm going to read that again. And this is what I'm talking about. 33. I, Ezra, was on Mount Sinai when the Elohim ordered me to go to the people of Israel. But when I went to them, they rejected me and refused to listen to what the Elohim commanded. That is why I am speaking to you Gentiles. You are ready to listen and understand. Wait for your shepherd who is coming very soon, at the end of the age, to give you eternal rest. Be ready to receive the blessings of the kingdom, for eternal light will shine on you forever. Flee from a plane is flying over. I'm just going to let it pass. Verse 36. Flee from the darkness of this present age and accept the joyful splendor prepared for you. I testify publicly for my Savior. The Elohim has appointed him, so accept him and be happy. Give thanks to Elohim, who has called you into his heavenly kingdom. Stand up and see the number of those who have received the Elohim's mark and who share in his banquet. They have left the darkness of this age and have received shining white robes from the Elohim. So now, Jerusalem, welcome these people who have kept the law of the Elohim, and this will complete the list of those whom Elohim has assigned to you. The children you longed for have returned. Their number is now complete. So pray that the Elohim's kingdom may come and that your people, whom Elohim chose before he created the world, may become holy. I, Ezra, saw an enormous crowd on Mount Zion, too many people to count. They were all singing and praising the Elohim. Standing in the middle of this crowd was a very tall young man, taller than any of the others. He was placing a crown on the head of each person, but he towered above them all. I was spellbound by the sight. Verse 44. And I asked the angel, "Who are these people, sir?" He replied, "These are people who have taken off their mortal robes and have put on immortal ones." I think that's kind of, when you've heard of that, you will take off the corruptible body and put on the uncorruptible or incorruptible body. They have confessed their faith in Elohim, and now they are being given crowns and palm branches as symbols of their victory. Then I asked the angel, "Who is the young man who is putting the crowns on their heads and giving them the palms?" "He is the son of the Elohim," the angel replied, "and all these people confess their faith in him while they live on earth." Then I began to praise those who had stood for the Elohim so bravely. And the angel said to me, "Go and tell my people what you have seen, the many marvelous wonders." All right, I just want to say right now that I also believe in the Son of the Most High, just so everybody knows that. All right, and I have faith in the Most High and his Son. Now, I had a vision in Florida a few years ago where I saw the crown of life on my grandmother's head, my grandfather's head, and two of my other relatives that had passed on. And it was unlike any gold that I had ever seen. It was so shiny and clean and clear. Your reflection only lasted for a few seconds. You couldn't even focus on your reflection. That's how clean and clear the crown was. It was like gold that you'd never seen before. Now, if you guys, are listening carefully to this reading, I'm just putting in certain things that I think or how I'm feeling, because as Israel, I think that's necessary. I don't just read things and go on. I read them and I try to process them and see how I feel about it, what I think. You know what I'm saying? So this is hard to read. As you can probably tell, it's a very emotional, it's some emotional moments. It's not like just reading, The Cat in the Hat or something. You can see the things, the calamity that has come upon this nation even unto this day. So it's a very emotional, unsettling thing. I think that's why I wasn't studying for a while. At one point, I was reading the book of Jeremiah, and it was just a bit much for me at one point because it was a lot. All the things that Jeremiah had to go through while trying to save Israel. It wasn't like he was trying to destroy Israel. He was trying to save Israel. They threw him in prison, in a prison that was a muddy prison. He was sinking down in the mud, and they just left him in there. And they called on him. They called on Jeremiah for his, if I remember correctly, for him to give them words from the Most High. And when he did, they didn't like what they heard, and they punished him for it. So after all the suffering that Jeremiah had to go through, I'm left silent when I think about the suffering that I and many of us have gone through, because people in our nation tortured the prophets of the Most High that came to stop us from going into captivity, to stop us from going into destruction. And we know even today, a lot of the times when you go into the so-called black neighborhoods, who is the ones who get all of the respect, all of the praise? Who are the ones who are put on top? The worst, the most wicked, the most dope dealing, killing, robbing, raping, the biggest criminals are usually the ones that will get all the respect, whereas a righteous man, even to this day, oftentimes in Israel, gets no respect. He's treated like he has no business among the nation. I've seen this. I've experienced this. It is disgusting. However, we got to move on. So I just try to process the information and move forward. So this is Ezra. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 1 and chapter 2. I might do 3 and 4 today, or I might not. I'm going to take a little break right now. Please feel free to comment. I'm always glad to hear from you guys, whatever you have to say. And remember, anything you hear, anything you read, pray to the Most High about it and test that spirit to make sure that it's clear, it's true. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your Shabbat, or whatever you got going on today, and be blessed. And let's just make sure we are prayed up. Oh yes, there's a guy on YouTube called Big Judah. He had suggested that as Israel around 12 in the afternoon and 6 p.m. every day, we pray and thank the Father for turning his face to us and bringing us out of captivity and wiping the Gentiles off of our land and bringing us back into the promised land, and avenging the saints. So every day around 12 and 6, I've been praying that way for a few months. I think we need to start doing that so we can come together as an effort and get the attention of the Most High. I think we need to start doing fasting and a lot of different things. So yeah, any thoughts you guys have, please feel free to post them. All right, have a great day. Oh, and this website is BibleStudyTools.com.